Before There Was You, written by Sydney Dukes. A long, long time ago, 13.8 billion years ago to be exact, there was a huge amount of energy pushed into one tiny ball. All of this energy was pushed together so tightly that one day it exploded. This explosion was called the Big Bang. 13.8 billion years ago. Before there was you, there was the Big Bang. This explosion sent particles flying in every direction to faraway places. All of these particles sent into space formed what we call the universe. 13.8 billion years ago. Before there was you, there was the universe. In the universe, these tiny particles started forming together to create things like stars, rocks, planets, and molecules. These molecules formed together to create big clouds of gas. These clouds were pushed together so tightly that they formed the sun. 4.6 billion years ago. Before there was you, there was the sun. The sun pulled in other pieces of the universe, like rocks and dust, and kept them together. The sun collected pieces and added them together until all the pieces formed together to create a massive planet about 4.5 billion years ago. This planet was called Earth. 4.5 billion years ago. Before there was you, there was Earth. Earth eventually became home to life. These things started out very small, too small for your eye to see. These first living things were called prokaryotes. 3.8 billion years ago. Before there was you, there were prokaryotes. Prokaryotes were very small cells that lived deep in the Earth's oceans. Slowly, these small prokaryotes started forming together to make slightly bigger and more complex cells. These bigger cells were called eukaryotes. 3.5 billion years ago. Before there was you, there were eukaryotes. These eukaryotes may seem very simple, but they were some of the first things that started life. Eukaryotes over time started binding together to even make larger forms of life. While still small, these new forms were called multicellular organisms. 2 billion years ago. Before there was you, there were multicellular organisms. With lots of practice, these multicells became very good at different things. These multicells became bigger and started to change. Multicells became what we know as plants and animals. 500 million years ago. Before there was you, there were plants and animals. Life itself started to look very different. Plants were growing from the ground and underwater. Animals swam in the ocean and flew in the sky. Some of the animals that now lived on Earth 230 million years ago were called dinosaurs. 230 million years ago. Before there was you, there were dinosaurs. Dinosaurs were a type of reptile, and there were many different types of dinosaur. Some dinosaurs ate plants, while some dinosaurs hunted other animals. Dinosaurs roamed the earth for millions of years. That was until one day, 65.5 million years ago, a large asteroid hit the Earth. This asteroid caused the death of the dinosaurs and other animals, causing what is called a mass extinction. 65.5 million years ago. Before there was you, there was a mass extinction. The mass extinction killed many of the dinosaurs and other types of animals. However, life went on. Animals continued to change over time based on what they needed to survive. Some animals began to walk on their 2 back feet, and their brains began to get bigger. These animals became smarter and more skilled. These animals were known as Homo sapiens. 200,000 years ago. Before there was you, there were Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens are intelligent animals that have existed for the last 200,000 years. In their time on Earth, they have developed languages, built highly advanced societies, and made advancements in agriculture. You may have seen Homo sapiens in your life, and they may look very familiar because they are you. Today. Then there was you. You are made from the same small particles that made the universe, our Earth, the stars, and everything else. You are just as important as any star in the night sky. And these are my sources.